And welcome back to the Australian Lacrosse Network as the two teams come out onto the field for this Day 2 pool game between Victoria and Queensland. Queensland playing their second game of the tournament today, and we do have official Shane Abbott mic'd up today as well. So as he makes some calls, we'll try and bring him through the production for you, so you can't get any closer than that, than the official's direct call. But and the two teams just go to shake their hands. Good here too to see number 31 for Victoria, Luke Dobson, back in the cage for Victoria. Played under 19 Australian over in Quilliticum, Canada, back a couple of under 19s ago, and then has had some hip issues, but fantastic to see him back in the lineup here for Victoria, Lukey Dobson, and I'm sure the boys are going to be glad to have him around the place. And in the cage at the other end, Steve Stoikos is going to take that as Sean Clark finds the face-off there up against Spencer Drinkle. So Clark wins that one out, flicks the ball back Woods, and he will find Buchanan. So Victoria with the first opportunity has Aaron Batsis, and ball rotates around. So Plum back to Buchanan. Ball down the back there to Jimmer Lorison, who did not play in the game last night. Plum back up the top, little flip up to Buchanan. Buchanan looks to rotate. Baker looking, cut comes off from Aaron Batsis. Aaron Batsis fires, and Steve Stoikos fires the ball at Drinkle, but fired it behind him. Good save there from Stoikos. Good cut there from Aaron Batsis as well. So Lorison back to Plum. Plum fires, and that's up in the top net, and that is all clear. And Chris Plum with the first goal for Victoria. Great bounce shot there past Steve Stoikos from a little feed there from his mate on the bottom corner. And Plum will start the scoring here for Vic against Queensland. So Plum with the first. Whistle goes. Noah Jenny up against Drinkle. Pressure comes off the wing. Ball still on the ground. Great extraction there from Tom Mollison. And Mollison gives it to Aaron Batsis. Down to Jimmer. And Baker rotates the ball up. Kicks it to Liam Fothergill. Fothergill has Jenny coming on for an offensive set here. So Lorison down to Baker. Little flip back here to Lorison. Jimmer looks inside. Oh, great feed. Good save. Again from Stoikos. And ball back up the top with Fothergill. Fothergill, Aaron Batsis. Bit of synergy there, the 7-77. Baker looks to come around the left-hand side, looks to rotate back in, looks up, in the crease there, but not able to take it. And ball is headed towards out of bounds. Just throws it back up the middle. That's not necessarily the spot to throw a ball, but it's going to come off as Jackson Close gets down into the offensive end, and he will... So there is an offside here. And opportunity coming back the other way. So ball in the stick, and Lorison just, Jimmer, unusual, drops the ball and his stick. Loose ball pushed potentially on the ground. We want to be careful hitting. Looks up and finds Campbell McKinnon, and I think someone has put butter on that ball at the moment, because either there's a lot of pressure. We've got a flag down here And that is a 30-second call there. Just seeing who's sitting. I reckon that might be Campbell McKinnon there, sitting for a 30-second technical penalty. And Queensland, Kyle Parker has the ball, MVP of the first game. Got a couple of goals this morning against WA. And we'll see how he backs up. Kyle Parker to, you see, looks back. Lederman, good shot there from Lederman. And Nathan Lederman letting the ball fly as the power play comes to an end. Campbell McKinnon comes on the ball. Parker over to Yasui. Parker, Yasui, back to Parker. Parker, good check there from Sydney Dunham. Parker looks inside, keeps hold of the ball, and there's the save from Dobson. Great outlet from Luke Dobson. Dobson will be happy about that. Good inside, and again, just not finding the stick. And we've got a flag on the play as Luke Keesing throws that one. And interference call there. And that is going against Ashton Whiting, who took a big shot in the back in the first game this morning. Whiting protecting the goalie. He was thought he was a goalie for a second. So Aaron Batsis to Plum, to Howard, back to Plum, back to Aaron Batsis down in the bottom corner. Looks to Gibson. Aaron Batsis over to Baker. Baker, rotation from Plum. Already got one. Back to Aaron Batsis. Back to Baker. Looks back to Plum. Plum fires. And just a little wide there from Chris Plum. And ball goes out of bounds, but good ball movement for Victoria. Penalty has been released now. Aaron Batsis looks back to Plum. Over to Baker. Baker looks to draw his shorty. Gets in. Frees the hands. And certainly does free the hands there as Mitch Baker puts one in the back of the cage with some heat there. And Mitch Baker gets the second of the game for Victoria. But great ball rotation there from Victoria in that power play situation. As two players line up here on this outer wing. And ball flicked out the back. Finds Buchanan. Does Jenny. To Baker. Baker out to Lorison. And comes a full circle there to Buchanan. Buchanan up to Mollison. Mollison just leaves that ball and lets it go through to Fothergill. Fothergill as the ball rotates around here. 50 seconds on the shot clock. Fothergill looks to come down this left-hand pipe. Looks inside. Great take from Aaron Batsis. One-handed and puts that ball away. And just great take there from Marcus Aaron Batsis. Able to just have that one hand free and manages to get in on the cage. And Aaron Batsis on the board for Victoria. And that's second opportunity for Aaron Batsis. He makes that one count. Ball back into the centre. Drenkel up against Clark. Clark looks to win the ball, overruns it. Drenkel puts his hand up for his team. Ball to be won. Great pick up there from Mitch Baker. Just extracting that as Aaron Batsis again with the ball. So Aaron Batsis looking like he is going to be a key target in the offence tonight. Howard, he was good last night, Donnie Howard. So Mitch Baker to Buchanan. Buchanan comes off to the left. Just not quite able to take that one, Aaron Batsis. Good attempt down the back there from Jimmer. But steps out of bounds. And Queensland clear the ball through Conway. Conway over to Stoikos. Stoikos has Conway. Another option here, just runs into trouble. Up and over, ball coming. And ball still on the ground to be won. Is one. Great pickup there from Brock Gawley. Gawley passes it forward. Little 1-2. Lorison picks up Howard. Howard looks to throw the BTB, but decides against it as he is guarded there by Francis. And ball back up the top with Baker. And just Victoria rotating this nice wide set here. Victoria, Plum starts to look at some action. Baker looks to come down the middle, frees the hands, able to just step in there, Mitch Baker, and he gets his second of the game. Just a little too easy there as he drove in down that left-hand side and put the ball in his left, and the defender just sloughed away from him, which gave him a hole to step into, and Baker pops it top shelf and gets his second for the game. And we're back into the centre drawer. Jenny wins the ball to himself, Noah Jenny. Pressure coming from behind him now. Jenny, as could not cross there. William Clarkson certainly came up to put pressure on. Ball back up the top. Baker looks to fire, steps down an extra one. Doesn't quite hit his man, but well backed up by Aaron Batsis. Just drops the ball on the goal circle. Ball comes off a blue stick and turns over now. And Conway will bring the ball back in for Queensland. Stoikos looking to promote the ball. Kicks it up. And that ball is fortuitously up there, but Drinkle tries to push it forward. Not. Baker with an option here. One over the left, one on the right, and Aaron Batsis is the one he chooses. And Marcus Aaron Batsis finishing with style here early in the first. Gets another one. That's his second of the quarter. Another point there for Mitch Baker with the assist. But good turnover here with the ride for Victoria. And from that point of this turnover, they had numbers heading back into their goal third. And Clark again wins the ball. And just didn't quite meet the man there, Parker. As Clarkson again just trying to stop that. He's doing a fair bit of work coming up off as Plum comes around the corner. Sorry, Lorison comes around the corner. Found the shoulder there of Stoikos. And a reset on the clock. So they've got, well, that should have been a reset on the clock. 50 seconds, that definitely looked like it hit the keeper. Well, it's not going to matter now as Plum gets another one. So the attackers scoring in twos at the moment in this first quarter. Plum has two, Baker has two, and Aaron Batsis has two. I'm not sure why that was not reset, that clock, as it definitely hit the keeper because it took a big piece of shoulder as it went out of bounds, but just still new to this game, as everyone is getting used to the shot clock here. Ball back out the back, and they're just doing as they like in the centre drawer at the moment, Jenny and Clark. And Plum down to Jimmer. Jimmer finds Gibson. Gibson back to Jimmer. Plum back up to Howard. Howard to Fothergill. Fothergill And a full rotation. Nice cut in the centre there from Mollison. As Howard looks to come down this right. That's where his first shot went the other night. Ball up with Mollison. Mollison looks inside and Plum on his knees. Ripping one top shelf there. Chris Plum just went the 180 tumble. And as he hit the deck for the roll, that one was a bit of a highlight reel there for Plummy. Pops it top shelf. And he's got a hat trick already in this first quarter. And Chris Plum just turning back the clock. And his Victorian teammates all over the skipper there as he got to the bench. And ball to be won. So there's a contest on the ground ball. Clark looks to win the ball. Great extraction there. Great pickup from the defender there in Lachlan Bound. And another opportunity for Victoria. So current score is 7-0 up against this Queensland side. We've got about 1:50 to go in the first term. And it has been all Victorian offense as they've dominated the centre draw. And they've also dominated possession in their forward half. Buchanan looks around, fires, and a good save there from Stoikos. Kicks the ball out to Nebeski. Nebeski gets put under pressure. And a knockdown in the centre here. This could be ugly. Jimis Lorison just gets the reset. Lorison takes off, looks to step in. Lorison up and over. And no backup there from the Victorian team. And out of bounds it goes, so a reset on the clock. And it is picked up by Steve Stoikos. So Stoikos has 20 seconds to clear the ball over the halfway line. Stoikos runs up. He's used 10 of it. Now 9. Stoikos looks the outer side. 4 seconds on this clear. Haven't done it yet. Ball, no possession, and that'll be a turnover as no clear on the 20-second clock. And that will be a Victorian ball. As Gibbo gets up a little gingerly. But that will be a... So they've stopped the play there for the injured player, but a turnover there as there is an 80-second shot clock which starts on possession. You must clear the halfway line within 20 seconds. And Campbell McKinnon firing the ball there. So even numbers. And Baker down the back to Fothergill, to Howard, to McKinnon, to Lorison. Baker looks to roll in. Lorison looks to move it on. Draws a double. There's got to be a free player here. And they run in the centre. Good there from Baker. Fires and straight to the stick of Stoikos. And Stoikos, 2 seconds to go in there. Clock is on the field. Big outlet, but that is going to be turned over anyway. That is the end of the first quarter here. It is a 7-0 first quarter for Victoria as the two teams head to their respective dugouts. And the coaches will have a conversation for them. But goal scorer as well. There are 3 goal scorers. They are all multiple goal scorers in the first quarter. So we had Mitch Baker with 2. We had Chris Plum. He ended up with 3. And Marcus Arambatsis, well, he got a couple as well. So Plummy leading the scoring there in the first quarter. And if Plummy keeps scoring like that, we might have double digits. He always said that Plummy doesn't mind a live game televised, and he always steps up for him. And he's certainly putting it on the cage early in this contest. So Tim Keane, well, he will have a chat to his troops. They just had no offence whatsoever then, Queensland. I don't really think they had one shot, and that was saved by Luke Dobson. But other than that, there was no offence in the first 15 minutes of that contest. And they need to start to win it out of this face-off. So Spencer Drinkall doing the work in there. As I'm sure Victoria will probably start to rotate some of their players through this contest as it goes on if it stays like this. As Buchanan comes to the wing there, and he will be joined by Jackson Close, who just finds the wing line now. But the centre draw is where it's happening. And a contest here. Clarkey out, ball to be won. Close picks it up, but not quite. That comes off Buchanan. Might have worn one on the hand there. That's off a red stick. And that's going to be a loose ball push. And Jackson Close, that was off a red stick, so probably a little... didn't need to do that. And pressure here on Clarkson. Clarkson trying to run the ball up and over. Just puts the ball on the deck of Jackson Close. Throws the ball up and over. Great take there from Nebeski. Nebeski down the bottom. Finds Lederman. Lederman. So some offense here for Queensland. Over to Parker. Parker looked to drive in. Lederman just didn't find the pass there. And you wonder how much playing these two games in a day affects you. Well, the boys may be just feeling a little bit of fatigue from the first game against WA. So they've had a tough day today, Queensland. Firstly against Victoria, firstly against WA, secondly against Victoria. But Victoria moved the ball on. Aaron Batsis looks to drive in, gets tangled up. Inside goes Baker, tink, tink, tink off the bar. And off the out of bounds it goes, but backed up by Jimmer Lorison. Jimmer starts the play. Aaron Batsis just looking to play there on Mason Close. Looks inside, Baker fires, and Baker puts it low. And Mitch Baker, well, he got two in the first. He's now got one in the second. And Mitch Baker ends up with a opening goal in this second term. He has 3 for the game now. And they are doing as they wish at the moment here. 8-0, but a good contest in the face-off that time. And we see again Clarkson back in the face here. Clarkson up against Jenny. Jenny, Clarkson, ball to be won. Jenny wins that one out. Just needs to get it in the stick now. Noah Jenny just running the ball over into the offensive third. Finds Baker. And the rotation here starts. So ball coming on Fothergill. Back to Baker. Looks to roll inside. Jimmer does. Jimmer back to Baker. Good over to Aaron Batsis. Just throws the fake. Good ball to be won. Ball still on the deck. Ball needs to be cleared. And a ground ball needs to be won. Jenny puts his body on the line and puts it in the way, but picked up by Close. And Fothergill just wearing immense pressure. And we're going to have a timeout here. Charge to Victoria. And they're just going to settle the ball down now that they have the ball in their offense. And they will just have a moment to converse about what is happened in that last little offensive foray. And they will. So 8-0 is the score. And we're just we are just waiting to see what Victoria will come out with as the temperature here. The wind picks up just a little bit down at the down here at Footscray Lacrosse Club. 9 minutes 13 to go in the second term, and it has been all Victoria so far as the Victorian team break from their huddle and end up coming out, and the ball will start up the top middle. And it will start with Donnie Howard. So Howard down to Aaron Batsis. Ball comes back up to Baker. Nice wide set again here for Victoria. And I'm sure that that's what the coaching staff were just talking about. Let's not all crush the crease. Baker. Back up to Howard. Howard, he let some lasers go last night and rotates back. Ball up to Mollison. Mollison throws low to high. But Steve Stoikos, well, he found that one. Ball to be won. Good work there from Mollison. Oh, gets a loose ball push. And that is going to be a Victorian ball as Tommy Mollison just pulls up a little sore in the back there. But Victoria and Mollison, good cut. As Victoria get the ball through Clark. Clark and might want to keep the hands together there. Lucas Sands, because just coming out with a bit of a cross check there. Clark again. And Sands, Clark. Oh, Clark, gee, just parted the seas there. And Sean Clark, just like he created his own alley, runs straight up the middle of it. And Sands was chasing Clark. And Clark on the board with his first. And not only is he winning the face-off, he's creating opportunities up forward. 9-0 the score here. Jenny back into the centre against William Clarkson. Clarkson, Jenny, couple of bulls in there. And we've got an illegal procedure here, and that is going the way of Queensland. So Parker, what can he do? Looks up, finds Lincoln Horgan. Decides against that, kicks it to Nembeski, who kicks it to Horgan. Horgan down to Lieberman. Liederman. Back up there to Nembeski. Nembeski looks back over. Parker looks to get his hands free. Can't get his hands free. Good pace there from Parker. Looks back up the top, fires, and that one goes down to the right-hand side with a shot there from Christopher Nembeski. But no goal out of bounds and backed up there by Yusui. So Yusui with the ball. He's guarded by Lachlan Russell. Yusui gets inside. Ball fires out from the shot. 23 seconds left on the shot clock as we have Liederman with the ball. Guarded by Gawley. Liederman looks up, ball to up the top. So 15 seconds left on the shot clock. Ball running down there through Nembeski. Nembeski fires, and that's missed the cage, missed everything. So 8 seconds left on the shot clock. So need a shot here. Parker looking to get in on the cage. Parker looks to fire, and oh, out of nowhere, Parker beats Dobson. There was 4 seconds left on the shot clock. Just comes up the top side of his man, able to free his hands. And like he did against WA, Kyle Parker gets the first goal of the second term and the first goal of the game for Queensland. So Kyle Parker really won out of nothing there. Knew the shot clock was running out and just put it on the cage. But Clark, has he got a reply here? Clark looks up, finds Aaron Batzis. Oh, quick. I was going to say nearly a quick reply there. Good save from Stoikos, but a crease infringement. So the ball will have to go back. So crease infringement. Ball was taken where it lay. And ball to be won. He just steps out of bounds, and they'll play that on. Lorison, smart thinking, looks inside, finds the Longy. Longy looks, oh, good save again from Stoikos. He will be rubbing the ankle there.
Red 2-6, offside, 30.
So you can hear Shane Abbott there. So Spencer Drinkle going offside, so a 30-second penalty here for the offside call. Good save though by Stoikos with one on the ankle there. And Plum comes on for the first bit of this first time in this second term. Plum, Howard, Plum to Aaron Batzis, looking to rotate one side. Looking to overplay. Aaron Batzis does overplay. Another good save there from Stoikos. Oh, that's flicked in. That has come out of nothing there. And we'll see who that scorer was. Not sure whether that came off Gibson. So a knock-in goal. And that one, well, that goes to the in-home. So before the game, there's a nominated in-home. And the attacker, I don't know who that one is, but that's a knocked-in goal. Something you don't see a great deal. And but it still counts on the scoreboard. And Jenny just flicks the ball out the back there to Mollison. Mollison to Aaron Batzis. Promotes the ball quickly down behind X. Over to Plum. Plum. He's picked up there by Francis. To Buchanan. Drinkle. That penalty's cleared from the goal. Ball up the top. Fothergill looks inside. Looks back down. Good ball rotation. Good movement from Victoria. Ball up to Plum. Plum quickly gets it out of his stick to Fothergill. Makes the defence have to keep turning their head. Buchanan looks to get inside left. Does get inside left, and good shot there from Buchanan. And Ethan Buchanan gets one for Victoria. That's his first of the night. And Victoria just doing as they wish at the moment. And we're out to an 11-0 lead. And back in the centre, Clark up against Drinkle. Clark just wins another one. So Fasty here just loses the ball. Clark looks to win. He'll get a loose ball push, will he? And he does. Does get a loose ball push. So Clark picks the ball up. Clark over to Plum. Lorison looking to pass the ball down the back. Aaron Batzis. Over to Mollison. Mollison. Plum. Mollison. Oh, good look and great finish there from Jimmer. So James Lorison with a great little feed there from Tom Mollison. Just a little fake, and Lorison gets his first of the game. And starting to just share the goals around here, Victoria. Still Plum and Baker with 3 each, but other than that, starting to get individual goal scorers. As Campbell McKinnon onto the wing here up against Kyle Parker. And Noah Jenny, well, he's taken it, goes hard, Plum, back to Jenny. Jenny looks as fires up and over, but backed up down there by the goal scorer for the last goal, Jimmer Larison. Larison, he looks like he's got his dancing shoes on in the offense now. Francis just trying, Plum just loses the ball by himself there, just knocked it against. Good outlet there, finds Parker. Now here's a race for pace there. Parker up against Baker. And Parker looks like he wants to take on Baker. Gets the shorty, double comes from McKinnon. But ball rotates down the back. Lederman under pressure there from Gawley. Lederman looks to get around on his left-hand side, fires, and that's high wide and handsome. But the backup had down there by Nebeski. So clock just being stopped for retrieval of the ball. 48 seconds left on the shot clock. 2 minutes 14 on that, and good inside roll and shot there from Nebeski. And again, another one out of almost nothing. Christopher Nebeski for Queensland, getting a second one of the second term. And Queensland, well, just not giving up the fight, 12-2. Buchanan and Parker face off as ball gets flicked forward, looks up and gets crunched, and might have lost a shoe there and broken a stick maybe, or just, yep. So, no, it hasn't broken a stick, just a shoe. So, sub comes. And outlet there, Dobson, just up in the light. The light wasn't great there, but handled well there by Lachlan Bound. Option up the top, looks to get in and just starting to create a bit of space here at Victoria where they get offensive end. But Parker, he's been a workhorse up and down the field. Parker down there to Nebeski. Nebeski comes around and fires, and that's just gets hooked up and back up down there from Gillen. Gillen has Parker to his left. Gives the ball now. Lederman waiting for it up on top left. Looks to attack the cage. Goes back left. Russell. And that ball has come off at an awkward angle for that shot. Good work there from Plum. Plum not able to pick it up, but running into some work. That's come off red. Good idea there from the defender in Nicholas Conway. But unfortunately, too many wheat picks for the red number 17 this morning. And Donnie Howard as Stoikos makes another save. Ball coming down through Gillen. Gillen, flag on the play here. Needs to go towards the cage, and that will be waved off. But the penalty. So that will be on Mitch Baker for a hold. As Victoria able to get their subs on. So maybe there's an opportunity for back-to-back goals here for Queensland. So power play, and just need to have enough players on. Oh, good inside look. A lot of confusion out there. The defence were watching what was going on. And Kyle Parker, well, he's found William Clarkson right on the crease. Clarkson turns around one-on-one on the keeper and pops one away, and penalty's been released. So Clarkson getting one. So good work there from Queensland. Lots of confusion out there, and they were almost looking around Victoria, and looking at what was going on, and Parker, well, he found the goal scorer in Clarkson sitting on the crease instead, and Clarkson turns, puts it past Dobson. Ball comes out, Drinkall up against Clark. So a little bit of momentum here, and momentum will be stalled as halftime comes to this game. And just Queensland started to get back into it there. They had 3 goals that quarter, and all really well shot by the Queensland team. Their goal scorers, well, Parker got 1, Nebeski got 1, and Clarkson, from a great feed from Parker, gets 1. And Victoria, well, they started off in a blaze there. They were 5 goals before Queensland put one on, but we had Baker, Clark, Buchanan, Lorison, and the new player knocked in. Gets in for a goal. He doesn't often appear on the score sheet, but it has been assessed there as the knock-in to Tom Mollison, who must be the in-home. So Tommy Mollison, he hasn't had to shoot a goal yet, but he's got one to his name. So Tom Mollison will get the knocked-in ball. And the Victorian team heading off the field. And as the Queensland guys go through their talk and the players head back to the room, we might just hear a word from our broadcast sponsors in the Sue Stefanos Foundation, and can't wait to have Hayley Stefanos with us here in the women's game for the next game, live and free on the Australian Lacrosse Network. We'll be back very shortly.
Really looking forward to today's session. Let's make sure we're focused, bring you intensity and lots of communication. Vital today. So let's have a great session. Short and sharp. Here we go. Okay, girls, just going to do the monkey in the middle, 1 at each end, 2 in the middle, catch, take, quick release, other way. Culture side is the part that I love. Leadership, player well-being. What do we need? How do we get it? Areas that we think we can add to. Okay, Aussies on 3. 1, 2, 3, Aussies!
as the Victorian team emerge from the change rooms, and we are back on the Australian Lacrosse Network. Less than 2 minutes to go till the start of this third term. Currently 12-3 is the scoreline, and they are 12-minute quarters here, and just but it is stop clock. But once the score gets past a 12-goal deficit, we will have a running clock here, I believe. So Victoria just warming up Dobson in the cage. So Luke Dobson, as the officials make their way to the centre draw, and Queensland have had their last instructions for the first half, and 30 seconds as the players make their way to the respective halves. So just need to hustle here as ball is being set down. Jenny gets set down, and Queensland just getting up and over the restraining line. And Victoria, well, they started the face-off like they have in the first half. Noah Jenny just flicking the ball out the back and found Tom Mollison. And Victoria will start the offense here in the third term. Aaron Batsis looks down the bottom, looks up the top. Plum looks to go right, looks to go left. Good save again there as Aaron Batsis tink, tink, tink off the bar. And ball goes out of bounds. So and just making sure that the shot clock is right. So Lorison on the bottom drives up, finds Plum up the top. He picks up Lederman. Lederman looks to get inside Plum. Good inside cut. Back up the top to Howard. Howard, he runs down right, draws his opponent left. Now comes back right, looks on the bottom. Sneak there. And Lorison, as flags come flying, and we got 2 flags high in the sky, and we're going to see a penalty here on close, I believe. And we'll listen to Shane Abbott here as he calls the penalty to assess.
I'll find out. Marty, before or after the goal? After? Okay. Who scored the goal? Marty, who's the goal scorer? 3. So all clear, blue 3, red 1/1 after the goal, blue.
So you heard it there, straight from the mouth of the official. There is a slash, and Lorison wore that one straight across the midriff after the goal. And because the penalty was after the goal, the ball will start blue. So not only do they end up in a power play situation, there's not even a face-off, and Victoria can go straight into their offense again. But that was a great move there from Jimmer. Great up drive from X. Aaron Batsis just fires that one to the top shelf. And Marcus Aaron Batsis is brought his shooting stick out tonight. And he gets his third of the game in the third quarter. So, ball comes back into the centre. 14-3 is the scoreline. Aaron Batsis 5 points already this evening. 3 goals, 2 assists. almost having an MVP performance. And there we go, illegal procedure. So Victoria not getting to the face-off quick enough. And Spencer Drinkle, as a flag comes down, Drinkle, he keeps going. And another flag flies high in the sky. So we'll...
Push 30. 1-4, push 30. Blue 1-4.
So we've got a penalty there for a push on Brock Gawley. And because he's arguing, it's good to hear the officials just saying, look, I'll call that the penalties, thanks. 14 for a push and reset. So 2 fouls on the play, 1 for a slash, and that is going on Sean Clark, and 1 for a push on Brock Gawley. So ball down in the back corner with Lederman. 4-man zone here for Victoria. Ball up the top with Parker. Parker looks to fire. That's a great shot there. Another good shot there from Nebeski in a power play situation. That is over the left hip there of Luke Dobson. Good shot from about 15 metres. And Nebeski, well, he starts the scoring for Queensland in the second half. That's his second of the game. So, ball back in the centre. Clark just flicks the ball out to his advantage. Still in a penalty situation here are Queensland with that slash. Looks to just step in, and Lorison, no one came to him, and he must have thought, well, this is Christmas. I could just get to walk in onto the keeper. Couple of little fakes to draw Stoikos out, and Jimmy Lorison gets probably one of the easier goals that he's going to get tonight. So 3 goals for Victoria this quarter. Oh, actually, that's been given to Mitch Baker, so apologies. Baker, it was on the bottom corner. So, ball up top, finds Plum. Plum over to Fothergill. The 60 seconds left on the shot clock. Back to Plum to Fothergill. And a nice, really wide set here as Baker gets the ball again. So Baker looks up, finds Plum. Plum fires that one a bit high there for Tom Mollison. Mollison, good enough to get it back. Finds Lorison. Plum. Fothergill up the top. Baker, well, he's drawn up to the top. They've inverted the shorties here, Victoria. Stepped inside, flicks the ball back. Opportunity, Aaron Batsis. Aaron Batsis to Baker. Baker pops it over the left-hand shoulder of Stephen Stoikos. And Baker with back-to-back goals. And he has got 5 goals now. Mitch Baker, 6 points total. And Mitch Baker just having a purple patch. So ball back in the centre, Drinkle. As Shane Abbott sets there, Sean Clark looks to flick the ball out forward. And that one comes off a blue stick and just runs out of bounds. Queensland to bring the ball back in. Syed Fathillah with the ball. And up and over. That's come off the stick. Ball running towards the boundary. Pressure coming there. And knocked down. Good work there from Russell. Aaron Batsis on the bottom corner. Baker with another one. And Mitch Baker, well, he is just starting to fill up the bag with goals. That is 6 goals and 1 assist for Mitch Baker. But good pressure here on the outer side. Sydney Dunham and Lockie Russell really shutting that down. And ball turned over. And Aaron Batts has found Baker on the bottom corner. Good knock forward there. Ball to be won. Picked up one-handed. Oh, interception nearly there from Aaron Batts. Spencer Drinkle just runs into 2 blue shirts. Rolls over, still has the ball. Now dispossessed. As Victoria will pick the ball up. No, they haven't picked the ball up. Ball on the deck to be won. Plenty of push and shove. Spencer Drinkle, well, he's just about out on his feet. And that will be a red ball. Spencer Drinkle just literally diving into the bench there. He was sucking in a few deep breaths after the efforts he had. Parker looks to go shimmy, shimmy. Pushes the ball over, just into the middle. Good knockdown there from Lockie Russell. Picked up, and ball turns back over. 55 seconds on the shot clock. Liederman looking up the top, just doesn't quite find the man there who he was looking for in Thomas Gillen. And ball goes out of bounds. Tom Mollison looks straight up. Finds Liam Fothergill in the centre. Liam Fothergill with pace. Has the ball down to Aaron Batsis. Aaron Batsis rotating. Trying to create some space. Back again to Tom Mollison. To Liam Fothergill. Chris Plum looked like he was going to have a night out tonight in the first quarter, but has just been the team player from that point. As getting in, and Aaron Batsis gets the ball delivered to him from Mollison, but outlet, big outlet here. Contest coming as Parker just good work, great work from Chris Plum to see that offside. But we have a flag on the play. And that will be Shay Moat, who will sit down. So a 30-second penalty there for Shay Moat. And Parker will bring the ball. So another power play opportunity for Queensland. Parker to Yasui. Back to Parker, to Liederman. Back to Parker, Parker, Liederman. Just trying to work each other. And Liederman with one, and a flag flies high for what looks like it will be an illegal body there on Brock Gurley after the goal. And Liederman. So that is exactly how it will be as Nathan Liederman gets the goal. Brock Corley takes him out after the goal was scored, and he will have a 1 minute unnecessary roughness call and no face-off. So another power play opportunity here. Liederman gets his first goal. And they work it away again. Looking over the other side here, fires, and another one. So these power play opportunities being taken advantage of by Queensland. And Nebeski gets his third of the game. And he is the multiple goal scorer on the team tonight. And we have another power play goal here. So great movement there in the Queensland end. Parker, Lederman and Nebeski both going about their work. Clark has the ball, goes backwards. And so they've got 13 seconds to clear. Big outlet there to Lockie Russell. Just absolutely nails Mitch Baker at pace. And Baker brings the ball into offense for Victoria. He has Clark back in the offensive end. Gives it to Plum as Donnie Howard comes on for Victoria. Aaron Batsis has been good tonight. He'd have a few points, I reckon, Marcus Aaron Batsis. Brought a lot of players into the play. Plum has McKinnon set to pick. Looks down the bottom, Aaron Batsis. Ball to be won on the deck. Aaron Batsis picks it up under pressure. But a little bit of settle on the play here. And the ball finds its way over to Donnie Howard. Ball up the top. Campbell McKinnon looks to run into a little too much red there. Parker, flag on the play. There's a slash coming here. So flag on the play. Ball will just be picked up by Lockie Russell. Just drops it down and makes his way back to the defensive end. And we've got a slash here on Campbell McKinnon. And a 30-second penalty as well. So Campbell McKinnon gets a 1-minute slash and a 30-second misconduct call. And again, Queensland find themselves in a power play situation. 17-6 with 24 seconds to go. So are they going to hold the ball or are they looking to push this? No, could turn over. So if Victoria can hold the ball here and just keep possession, they will start with it in the third term. But that may not be the case. Yeoman picks the ball up. Aaron Batsis can just hold the ball here. Doesn't want to do that. BTB there from Baker and a ball to be won. And that is a red ball as the clock is on the field. And that will just about end it up for Queensland. Just needs to give it a Stoikos. And with a penalty in the box and red with possession, they will start with the ball in the fourth term. But good quarter there from Queensland. That is their best quarter of the game. Although they scored 3 in the second, probably just looked a little bit more positive there. And the goal scorers that quarter for Queensland, well, Nebeski, he had a couple, and they were a couple of cracking goals over the hip of Luke Dobson, and Lederman had one. And down in the Victorian end, well, it was the Mitch Baker show, to be honest. He had 3. Aaron Batsis had 1 and Lorison had 1. But tell you what, Aaron Batsis has been playing really good team offense down there. And I know he's got a few goals to his name as well, Marcus Aaron Batsis. He has 3 in all, but I wouldn't be surprised. I haven't got his assists on me at the moment, but we'll look at that. I reckon he must have nearly 6 assists, Aaron Batsis. He seems to be bringing players into the play left, right and centre. And maybe he is finding himself in an MVP medal at the end of this contest. So 1 quarter to go. It is 17-6 as we see the officials making their spots. And the players just finding their mark. There won't be a face-off as the It will start down in the back corner for Queensland. Just waiting for someone to get down there. If you don't get there quick enough, the ball just drops and ball will be taken down here by Nebeski. Nebeski uses his pace. Just tries to run through the Victorian teams as Gibson runs up and over as the Lorison just picks his stick up from the other side of the blue line and doesn't manage to go offside there to pick his stick up. So Yumi has a shot, and that's going to be just backed up down there by Jackson Close. Close with the shorty, fires, good save there from Dobson. Ball to be won on the deck. Here's one, passes it up. There's another opportunity. A great break there from Howard. Beautiful pass up the field. Ball down, finds Plum. Plum looks inside to Lorison. Lorison kicks it over there. Good team transition ball movement. And we see Cal Gibson. Hasn't been used that much tonight, but Cal Gibson, he gets his first of the night in a great transition ball. And Victoria out to an 18-6 lead now. So, and good work, Lachlan Bowen here in that defensive end to get that ball. Good flick. Great talk there from Mitch Baker. Just telling his face-off player exactly where he was. And it wasn't that hard then for the face-off player and Noah Jenny to find his teammate. So substitutes come on for Victoria. Baker picks up Close. Baker comes down on his left. Kicks it down to Lorison. Lorison passes the ball out wide to Gibson. Gibson up to the top. Buchanan. Ethan Buchanan goes on the shorty. Looks to get inside. Does. Good save there from Steve Stoikos. Ball to be won. Stoikos just picks up the scraps. Chris Plum, he is all over Steve Stoikos here as there is a ringer Rosie, pocket full of Posey, and ball down, and that's come off the foot there of the defender and goes out of bounds off of Conway. And a good little foot race there between Stoikos and Plum. Just seeing who could get to closest to the circle and keep going. Baker comes down, already got 6. Ball over to Gibson. Up to Buchanan again. Buchanan looks to drive, gets up, double comes, looks inside to Plum. Little tip off of the blue stick. Baker, well, he'll pick it up down in the bottom corner. Lorison. And they'll reset again. So Gibson looking to set something up here. Down to Lorison. Nice wide set again. Just trying to get the defenders to... Oh, a little BTB. That's hit the defender in the helmet with the BTB there. And that was Darren Francis. Oh, steps inside. Lorison, he is a competitor as ball is thrown up and out of bounds with a big bit of play. Plum steps down, gets a good push there, and just walks past his defender though, and that has come off Plum's stick as a shot. Goes out of bounds. Backed up by Mollison. Mollison up to Gibson. Gibson to Buchanan. And they go again on the shorty. Buchanan looks to rotate. Baker looks to come upside. Look, Baker gets a lane and whoosh up the top corner goes Baker. And that is number 7 for Mitch Baker with plenty of fire in that shot. Just manages to get up top side. Loses both defenders. Good work in the centre there from Cal Gibson just to hold his man out of that contest. And Mitch Baker with his 7th of the evening. And has 8 points total, Baker, 7 and 1. And 19-6 is the scoreline. Shawnee Clark has a little bit of a headlock there, and it'll be a blue ball. And Liam Fothergill will bring it into offense as Clark just heads off and asks, what did he put him in a headlock for? So ball down the bottom to Fothergill. Fothergill picks it up under some pressure though. But good there from Clarkson. Again, Victoria with this really wide set to Plum. Plum to Howard. Howard picks a shorty up. He'll like this matchup, Donnie Howard. Donnie Howard comes down left, looks inside, goes himself. Oh, Howard just on his left hand. Looks to throw that shot. Defender just scuffs off, puts it back on his right and pops it top corner there, Donnie Howard. And that's his first of the evening. Shot a couple of lasers last night. See here on the replay, just able to get inside his defender there, who just got too far behind him. And Howard, well, he gets his first of the evening. And Victoria really starting to eke this out. Ball flicked out there from Clark. Little one to Buchanan. Buchanan down to the back. Finds Baker. Baker has Clark running forward for him. And just runs him off. So Gibson, as the substitute comes on there, Howard, the last goal scorer. Baker, he's already got 7. Has he got 8? He's got Plum. Oh, tries to go top shelf, but Stoikos, he has it. Ball to be won. Ball on the deck. And coming back the other way, Russell knocks it forward. He finds Baker with numbers ahead of him and just decides to hold it up as Victoria get their numbers. Good work there from Lockie Russell. And ball down the back with Ethan Buchanan. Looks to go right, looks to go left. A little ankle breaking as now he's all alone by himself. Baker runs down the backside. Baker, and there's number 8. Mitch Baker is putting on a clinic here at Footscray Lacrosse Club in front of the cage. Mitch Baker gets number 8, has an assist as well. So almost to that magical 10-point game. 8 goals, 1 assist in a 21-goal game. Certainly putting his hand up for MVP honours tonight is Mitch Baker. Ball back in the centre, but this is where it's been won. The centre draws tonight for Victoria with Clark and Jenny have been very good. Oh, Plum looks to fire, gets top. Very unselfish there, Chris Plum. Could have let that one go. Decided to bring his teammate into it. And just the pass was the thing that let him down. So Stoikos has the ball on the outer side here with Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald just throws the ball up and over, and that's a pretty easy one to adjudicate. That has literally just come out of Fitzgerald's stick and gone out of bounds in the defensive end. So Lockie Russell looks to run the ball up and over, finds Baker again. He's everywhere this evening, although that's not a great pass. Good work there from Chris Plum to even keep that in. As Fothergill cuts into the crease. As Mollison drives. Oh, McKinnon wide open in the crease, and he's set a moving pick in there as I reckon Gibbo. So Gibson getting the call there for the moving pick. And Stoikos looking just to fire. That's not a bad outlet. doesn't quite hit his attacker, but ball comes back the other way through Gawley. Gawley with the ball back to Mollison. He has Fothergill just sneaking down this backside, and ball with Mollison. Has the shorty on him, down to Plum. Good cut there from Campbell McKinnon again, goes at pace. Oh, that has gone up and over, and that's going to be a blue ball. So Mitch Baker just apologising to the defender. That has hit him fair square in the face mask, and Wade Nelmus just puts the hand up and says, "Thanks, boys, I'm all right." Took a bit of a rattle, and Mitch Baker was looking for his 9th. Might get it here even. No, decides to go down. Looks to go inside. Gets the double. Got to be a free man. Finds that man now. Fothergill, another one off the player in front of him. And that is a shot. And that will be a back up there to Victoria. So Victoria move the ball quickly into offense. Gibson has the ball down low, and Gibson just fires it on the hip. The Isaacson Trophy winner for 2025 from the 2024 season. And you can see with shots like that why he gained so many votes this year in the Lacrosse Victoria. Gibson gets his 2nd.
Hey, nudge, do the reverse, come backwards.
And Victoria doing as they wish at the moment. Queensland scoreless in this last quarter. Ball on the ground though. Spencer Drinkle picks the ball up here. Good pick up there. Coming back the other way is Yeoman. Josh Yeoman just passes the ball forward. We've got a 22-6 scoreline. About 1:20 to go in this contest. Ball up the top to Jenny. Jenny. Back to Howard. Howard. As Jenny just sneaks inside to Buchanan. Ball up to Gibson. Back to Buchanan. Buchanan goes. Howard looks to go. Draws a double. Howard fires up and over the top of the cage. And Donnie Howard didn't make a keeper have to make a save there, but backed up here, Victoria. Down into the last minute of the contest, or just ticks under now. Howard with the ball up top centre. Rotation comes. Gibson again just gets one. Fires that one wide as well. 30 seconds still left on this shot clock. We've got 40 seconds left on the game clock. So Gibson looks to try again. Good little inside. Oh, BTB there from Baker, but covered there by Stoikos. And a reset here as the longie just goes up and over, and that's going out of bounds as it hits the canopy of the stands out on the outer side. Lachlan Bound, well, he wants it. There's 14 seconds left on the clock. Bound looks to come inside, finds Howard. And we've got an offside here on Victoria as Sean Clark, he just snuck over, so a turnover. So last opportunity here. 8 seconds left on the clock. Ball coming back the other way. Gawley fires, comes off, fires back the other way, and that goes out of bounds. And Victoria run out big winners here, 22-6 in this pool contest. And we will just go through some goal scorers here. And we will start with Queensland. Well, their main goal scorer was Nebeski. He had 3. We had Parker with 1 and Lederman with 1. But when they did play offense, they did play very good offense. And they managed to get 6 on the board. But it was all Victoria. And the scoring started in the first term. We had Plum. Well, he got 3. We had Aaron Batsis. He got 3 also. We had Sean Clark step in. He got 1. We had Buchanan with 1. We had Lorison with 2. Gibson with 2. Howard with 1. And we had 1 knocked in, which went to Tom Mollison, so he gets on the scoreboard. But the goal scorer of the night was Mitch Baker, and he ended up with 8 goals, 1 assist, and probably an MVP performance. But for Queensland, well, I'm going to go with Nebeski. I think he was very good offense and defensive end, the number 8 for Queensland. So they are my tips for the MVPs. Number 8 for Queensland in Christopher Nebeski is my tip for the MVP for Queensland. And just because there's an 8 out there and Mitch Baker got 8 as well, I'm going Mitch Baker for Victoria. Although I will say I was very impressed with Marcus Arambatsis' game tonight. He was very team-orientated, Arambatsis. But the 2 face-off players as well were exceptional, and they were there. But we'll see what the coaches decide in this contest on who is the MVP. And we will hear from the coaches very, very shortly as we have a microphone headed over that way to capture all the action. And we'll see whether the coaches agree with their best on grounds for this contest. But very cool down here at the Footscray Lacrosse Club now. Nice little bit of not much cloud around, which has been a beautiful day, but just started to really cool down here. And the ball was whizzing around there in the Victorian offensive end as the 2 teams just shake hands with the officials, and they start to head over to line up for the MVP as the officials are just getting thanked for their efforts. And the coaches will come together. Tim Keane, Gareth Allen, and as the Victorian women's team just warms up in front of us, they will take on WA, who are out the back getting their own warm-up in. And that is going to be a big contest here, live and free on the Australian Lacrosse Network as well. And we will be bringing you this not long after the MVP performances have been adjudged. So Geen and Alan just having the conversation, and the microphone's about to be passed over. So I'm going to pass it over here to Gareth Allen.
G'day guys, we'll get things underway. Thank you for the turnout tonight. Queensland, great game from you. Congratulations on putting a few goals on the board, really applying some offensive pressure. It's very satisfying to see the progress that our neighbours in the northern states are making. So keep up the great work. It's great to have you with us. To our boys, great job getting over the line tonight. Obviously a big game tomorrow night ahead of what hopefully we're playing in on Sunday. Look after yourselves. We've still got a big job to do. MVP for Queensland tonight is Nick Conway.
Okay, so number 17 there, Nick Conway in the defensive end, getting the MVP for Queensland. We'll hear from Timmy Keane.
Yeah, Queensland boys, maybe a little bit of a slow start, but we came back and started, got some goals. Really good to see. Defence started to pick up. You guys, you've just zinging that ball around. It's looking good, right? Keep it up. Your best of the day, Mitch Baker, number 2.
So Mitchy Baker with an 8-goal one game in a 22-goal scoreline probably rode his own MVP ticket there, but Conway was good in the defensive end. But, I did like the game of Christopher Nebeski for me. And the MVPs just have the obligatory photos. And we might wrap it up here from this game. We'll be back very shortly. But we thank Scotty Gill, up at the camera, Christian Gilroy, and Blake Billsborough. My name's been Tony Watts. Until the sticks are swinging, we'll see you very soon.